Is this thing on? Welcome back to Movies TV Man. Of course, you can follow me on Twitter at Movies TV Man. And welcome to Sunday's edition of the dceu Daily. Today, I just want us to have a discussion. You know what I've noticed in the past 48 hours on good old-fashioned Twitter is these hot takes about the Snyderverse again. Two of their favourites is that Snyder destroyed Superman and Batman. Today I'm going to discuss exactly how and why Snyder didn't actually do this. You're just butthurt that you didn't get the Superman that you wanted. The smiley Superman, the cheesy grin Superman. You know, you can see that Superman whenever you want in comic books, in 4 Christopher Reeve Superman movies, in Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman, even in 4 seasons of Superboy. You have that Superman. Why should a visionary director give you what you've already got in your cabinet, in your Blu-ray, DVD, VHS cabinet? Why do you want to see the same thing being done with new actors? It's not new. It's the very essence of why we don't like these reboots and, you know, these kind of relaunches, because they don't do anything new. The Snyderverse's version of Superman is the right take at the right time. He's very contemporary. He's very gritty. You will say Superman shouldn't be these things. And he's a Superman set in the real world, in a kind of, you know, September the 11th reality. Even the story, the way buildings are falling down, that's the reality Superman is in. And his first job is to deal with this, even before he's had any training. It's absolutely fantastic. So let's focus on Man of Steel first, because this is the first movie. Man of Steel, of course, has beautiful VFX. And right now, with the discussions of how bad the MCU movies are rushed when they're made, and the VFX isn't very good. And we've seen it. We've seen it in Black Widow. We've seen it in Spider-Man No Way Home. One thing we can say, that Snyder's VFX is beautiful. He takes his time. It's like you've opened the pages of the comic books. It is beautiful. But a great movie must be more than it looking good, right? It needs a good story. I think Man of Steel has a great story, because Henry Cavill's Clark Kent is traveling all round trying to find his origins. And he does. He discovers the spaceship, the very old spaceship that's thousands of years old. It's probably the spaceship that Supergirl and her team traveled in thousands of years before to explore Earth. It's in the Man of Steel prequel comic. So this is a very contemporary take. You know, Russell Crowe, a great Jor-El. You know, I don't know how to pronounce her name, but the lady who played Lara, absolutely fantastic. You know, the way she's acting, the way, how heartbroken she is that she's going to lose her child. Well, she's going to lose her child anyway, but what mother would be happy about, you know, sending their baby light years away? So it's emotional. It's contemporary. It looks fantastic. It's a really good movie. The action's fantastic. You people didn't like Superman Returns because apparently it didn't have enough action. Well, this film has enough action for 6 movies. It's fantastic. It's stunning. Hans Zimmer's score is as amazing and as compelling as you would expect from Hunt. Everything in this movie screams fucking cinema. So why were people upset about this Superman? Apparently he doesn't speak enough in the movie. Apparently he doesn't smile enough. Apparently he doesn't save anyone. He saves the entire world. He saves a soldier when he's falling out of a helicopter, right? He's a hero, but he's a contemporary hero. When Zod is threatening his mother, he does the most human thing any of us would do. He grabs him and he screams at him, "You think you can threaten my mother?" You and I would do that, right? You and I would be Jonathan Kent going back to get our pet dog, because that's what people do. But you tried to criticize the film on that. The truth is, you guys just haven't forgiven Zack Snyder for Watchmen. Another great visionary movie that may have taken a few liberties with the source material. So fucking what? Cry me a fucking river. You should all be celebrating Snyder. But instead, because of your bullshit, and because of, unfortunately, the people at Warner Brothers Pictures actually listened to Twitter, they actually drove Snyder off the Justice League movie. But we're not at Justice League yet, right? Forget Justice League. So Man of Steel is a great movie, but you think that Snyder destroyed Superman. No, he gave you a contemporary Superman. So it may not be as kind of accessible in a way to the audience as Christopher Reeve's Superman is, even Tyler Hoechlin's Superman, even Dean Cain's to a lesser extent. But he is the modern day Superman. And reality can be quite ugly. I think Henry Cavill's a great Superman I'd love to go down the pub with. I found him extremely relatable. I found his actions extremely relatable. He would get angry, like with Zod over his mother. And when he's finding it hard to destroy that world engine at the end of the movie, he screams and he pushes himself. That's my Superman. Now, Christopher Reeve was my first Superman. I love him. I do. He's a great Superman. They're all great. I celebrate them all. Even the ones people wouldn't want to celebrate. I celebrate them all. Because we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them. But Zack Snyder's Snyderverse isn't embarrassing. It didn't embarrass DC. I read a tweet that Snyder's movies embarrassed DC. Superman 4, Green Lantern, Batman and Robin. And you have the goddamn nerve to talk about the Snyderverse, Zack Snyder, a visionary director, destroying the DCEU. You celebrate Villeneuve, who literally has got the same type of filmmaking morality as Snyder, in terms of cinematography at least. But you have never forgiven Snyder for Watchmen, and you never are. But it doesn't matter, because the Snyderverse will return. It will, whether you like it or not. This is why these hot takes are happening all of a sudden. It doesn't help, really, because there are people in our community who would restore the Snyderverse who just don't say the right things and bash other people's stuff. So this is what's going to happen. Twitter isn't really a place to have a constructive conversation about anything. Not movies, not TV, not entertainment, not politics. It's all about arguments and aggressive discourse, right? That's what I try and avoid. Discussions of those sorts. And sometimes it's really difficult. So he didn't ruin Superman. He made Superman even better than he ever was. But the whole point of David Goya's script is to say, look, in the real world, people wouldn't be cheering, yes, Superman, after 5 minutes. They'd be saying, oh my God, he's got heat vision. He's as dangerous as them. Who can we trust? We see it with Colonel Hardy, don't we? He's telling his army to even shoot the guy in the blue suit, Superman, because they don't know he's a good guy. We do, because we've been following Superman for years, but they don't know. And then when he saves him from Fiora, he realizes, and he says it in a beautiful moment that brings tears to my eyes. This man is not our enemy. In fact, if we go back when he's crushed in that shot and he comes out and the soldiers don't know whether to point a gun at him or not, it's beautiful. And then they look into his eyes and he looks into theirs. And they know they're looking at a good person. They're looking at Superman. The whole thing, including the Colonel Hardy thing, he's not our enemy thing, is fucking beautiful. And if you don't think that's Superman, and if you think that's ruining Superman, then I'm sorry, my friends, you just don't know Superman. I'm sorry you don't. It's easy to go on Twitter and write any old crap, and in your twisted little minds, make it sound like it's real. I'm sorry. Zack Snyder made the best Superman in over 20 years. Deal with it. It's compelling, it's beautiful, it's great, it needs to be celebrated. Of course, Movies are things that not everyone's going to like the same movies. I get that. You don't have to like it. But the passion and the effort that some of you put into hating on Snyder and his stuff, never showing any sympathy that the man suffered such a tragedy with his daughter taking her own life. Some of you may have been the people who were bullying her because she was being bullied. So, you know, maybe think about that as well. I don't know. I don't know how far you people would go because what happened to Autumn was so tragic. I think sometimes people on social media get carried away. So I'm hearing all the discourse again. Let me be absolutely clear to you. It doesn't matter what you say. Zaslav and Discovery will restore the Snyderverse because it's going to make them money. It's not going to make Spider-Man No Way Home money, although I'd like it to. Who knows? But I don't think it will, right? And that's okay. It doesn't have to. It could be in a little corner on HBO Max, or it can have a short cinematic release. But they know, in terms of streaming, in terms of physical and digital home media, this can make them a lot of money. They've seen it. They've seen it. Snyder can bring in the bucks. So he's back. And it's not just about the bucks to these people. It's about artistic, freedom. Zack Snyder had to fight for his artistic freedom. So I've just proved the case how he hasn't destroyed Superman. But I'll go further. Because the whole story of the Snyderverse is about Superman. He's supposed to start in A, where he's unproven, he's untrained. And then, eventually, in Justice League 3, he fucking is in his blue and traditional red suit leading a metahuman army against Darkseid. The point I'm making here, you lot just didn't have the patience to wait to see the man's vision roll out. You made instantaneous judgments, and you got it wrong. So this was a director who wanted to say, Superman has to earn the right to be Superman. We discussed that before, whether it's dark, whatever. Then you look at a villain like General Zod, who's not, he's a contemporary villain, but is he a villain? He's doing bad things. People are dying because of him, right? He even kills that Kryptonian council member in cold blood, which was really, really cold. But this is a man fighting for his people and the survival of his people. You can literally compare him to the Ukrainian president who's saying to Russia, no, you're not going to bully us. We've had enough. He wanted to protect his people. The irony is the Kryptonian council were the people who decided they should clone people instead of having natural births and control what they are and what job they do and what kind of mentality they have once they're born for the rest of their lives. That's who Zod is. So in his mind, he's a soldier. He's literally Superman on Krypton for many, many years. So he has this logic to him. He's doing bad things, but he believes he's doing bad things for the right reasons. So it's such a deep dive, Man of Steel. So then we leap to the Man of Steel sequel, Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice. Again, these people are saying that Snyder destroyed Batman. Now, again, it doesn't help that our fans are going around slaughtering the Batman. A brilliant centerpiece movie, a brilliant movie on Batman that really, really focuses on a lot of the source material from the early Detective Comics, Greatest Detective graphic novels. Matt Reeves and Zack Snyder are the best of friends. Matt Reeves publicly supported the release of the Snyder Cut. He's been brilliant. And all I get from some of you Snyder fans, fellow Snyder fans, is hate for the Batman. Lying that you went to the cinema and you were bored, that you fell asleep. It's so pathetic. It's so babyish. We know you loved it. Because it's Batman and it's great. You can love Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice. And you can love the Batman. I know you're frustrated because the Batman took Ben Affleck's The Batman slot. I understand. I'm frustrated too. But that isn't Matt Reeves' fault. Matt Reeves didn't want to direct Ben Affleck's movie. I would have loved him to do it, but he didn't. So anyway, again, you people talk about, Snyder destroying Batman. He didn't. This is a man, an older Batman, a gritty Batman, who's fucking tired of life. He's fucking tired of villains. You know, it's what he says to Alfred. Villains are like weeds. You pull one up, another one grows in its place. He's fucking fed up. The Joker brutally murdered his young ward, Dick Grayson. He's got nothing anymore. He wants to make these people fucking suffer. He's had enough of Gotham City, but he's stuck in a rut. He can't even leave. He can't even bring himself to leave. So he's probably a man in his 50s by now. I think that kind of age is what Batfleck is. And he's just pissed off. So he's branding them. And if he brands them, they get killed. Because he just wants rid of them. And then he witnesses the Battle of Metropolis from his own perspective, which we see, which is a beautiful idea from Chris Terrio, the screenwriter, and Zack Snyder. And he sees all this destruction. And again, the red mist comes over Bruce. This is not just Zod's fault. This is your fault. You brought this here. Because Batfleck knows if Kal-El doesn't land on Earth, then Zod never comes to Earth, right? That's not Kal's fault, but it's the way that it is. So he's got this rage about Superman. And Luthor is manipulating Superman and Batman to hate each other. The whole thing's a manipulation. So as I say, this is a guy who's fed up in the case of Batman. And he's bitter and twisted. But ultimately, from fighting Superman and realizing, fucking hell, this guy's got he's got a mother, and her name's Martha. Our mothers have literally got the same names. He's like me. He's a fucking person with feelings and a girlfriend and a job. Exactly what he says to Alfred. I think, was it in Justice League or Justice League, whatever. I shouldn't be referencing Justice League. We'll get there. So anyway. So this is a guy who, after he's inspired by the sacrifice of Superman. He thinks, fucking hell. I mean, I started off thinking this guy was the fucking devil. And look what he's done. Kind of an alien, a foreigner, who had no reason to do this. But, he said, this is my world. He goes to Lois, you are my world. And he sacrifices himself. He doesn't know if he can come back again. If he doesn't know if he gets impaled by kryptonite, he can come back again. It's a proper fucking sacrifice. Like when he takes Doomsday up to space. It's an amazing. This is a sacrificial Superman. He's so heroic. And when he's holding the kryptonite pole and he's flying towards Doomsday, you know what I'm thinking in the cinema the first time I saw this? This is my fucking Superman. Bring it. Let's go. And he is. And he makes the ultimate sacrifice. That's not destroying Batman or Superman. Batman now is the Batman he's always been. He's calmed down now. Superman has taught him a better way. As he tells Diana, men are all good. We need to find the other people like you. He wants to build this team. He wants to stop what's coming. He knows. Luthor's hinted about it. He wants to be the better person. He says something that makes me want to break down and cry. At the funeral, I never honoured him in life, but I will honour him in death. Now, as a Superman and a Batman fan, that makes the hairs on the back of my neck stand on edge. It's amazing. And people hate that. What do you hate? Because it's different? Because it's not Burton? Because it's not Nolan? I don't understand why you hate this. You can hate it. I mean, the way you hate it is despicable, but everyone's entitled to a constructive piece of hatred about a piece of art. Or negativity, or say, I don't like it. Basically, you haven't forgiven Snyder for Watchmen, and you want every piece of comic book live action media to be like the fucking MCU. The most mundane, generic, boring piece of shit. It makes money. Marvel Studios make money. The DCEU under Snyder made art. And under Todd Phillips. And under Christopher Nolan. And now under Matt Reeves. You can all hate on each other, but we're actually on the same side. Matt Reeves is an artist who's friends with Zack Snyder, who's an artist. Why are we arguing? Why are we actually fighting here? It's dumb. And you're dumb for doing it. Check in your behavior, right? Because it's dumb. Because I said so. Yeah? Anyway. So actually, Man of Steel and Batman get their houses in order. Superman and Batman get their houses in order. literally these modern day 21st century versions of Batman and Superman. Literally, we got an awesome Batman in that awesome costume with the white eyes in the rain, so fucking cool. Taken from the pages of The Dark Knight Returns, and we got an awesome Man of Steel. You people didn't like it, but a lot of us loved it. We were going to get this beautiful Justice League movie. And because of you haters and because of those idiots, those turtles at WB Pictures, we didn't get that. But guess what? You lot should have been really, really happy. Because Joss Whedon, the director of Avengers Assemble and Age of Ultron, right? You know, those two films are gone with the fucking wind, aren't they? They're fucking platoon, isn't they? So you lot were getting really, really happy. So Joss Whedon, the brilliant director, came in and he made a Justice League movie. For under 2 hours, he crucified poor Superman and Henry Cavill's upper lip. And it was a piece of shit. I mean, you got your bright colours, you got your gags, right? Oh, and Batman did this really cringy grin. When Superman came back, it was like Joss Whedon made it like Batman wanted to shag Superman. Yeah, isn't that progressive, eh? Right, baby? It's the most, as I said yesterday, the most embarrassing moment in WB history. I don't want to say that again. I don't want to say the same stuff. But you got what you wanted, right? The proper Superman, the proper Batman. What do you think of that? The happy, clappy versions. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like the Flash and the Superman race at the end. Not that it's a proper race, but at least they hinted to that. It's in the comics. It's cool. Something like that I would like to see. But ultimately, it's a piece of crap. Because Joss Whedon didn't give you anything better than what Snyder did. He took what Snyder put together, tore it to pieces, right, and farted colours on it. That's what he did. What a joke. Did you really prefer Justice League to Man of Steel and BVS? Do you really think it's a better film? Because if you do, fuck you. Because you're not right. You're not right, you're wrong. So now we're in a situation where we fought for the Snyder Cut. We got the Snyder Cut. And I think even some of you haters will agree that it's brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. So we're getting the Snyderverse back. And that's brilliant. And I can't wait. We got a bit of a wait for Justice League 2 and 3. But hey, and let's make that Batfleck movie. Ultimately, everyone can enjoy what they want. You've got the MCU, we've got the Snyderverse. And hopefully there'll be a new central universe as well. Whatever they're planning in that, right? That's up to Discovery. If we continue with the multiverse strategy or we do something else. We can have a great, happy, colourful central universe. No one's saying you can't have that. And it can be more accurate to the more lighter comic books. And that's great. Everyone can get what they want. But Zack Snyder is cinema. And it staggers me that people come up with these shit criticisms. What about Wonder Woman? Let's look at Wonder Woman. No one's even dared to put Wonder Woman on the big screen but Zack Snyder. Oh, they tried and they failed. It was shit. And WB never let them do it. His perception of Wonder Woman is fucking perfect. Perfect. Gal Gadot was born to play Wonder Woman. Gal isn't Vivian Lee. She isn't the greatest actor in the world. But when she plays Wonder Woman, she's absolutely fantastic. Perfect for the role. BVS is a perfect version. The 2017 movie is a perfect fucking superhero movie. Probably my favourite superhero movie. Then you see what someone who hasn't got a clue does with Wonder Woman, like in Wonder Woman 84 or in Justice League, you understand. I mean, you still watch it because it's Gal and she's perfect as the character. But it's a perception of colour, of, this kind of new age progressive shit. Rather than Wonder Woman with the shield and the sword kicking the crap out of bad guys, right? And bad girls if you want. And whoever else, right? Wonder Woman has a sword and a shield. She's a fucking brutal kick-ass warrior who is willing to kill. That's who she is. She isn't a Linda Carter version. That's an anomaly, right? Forget the Linda Carter version that Patty Jenkins is obsessed with. So Snyder, has nailed Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. And then this guy takes this guy, Jason Momoa. I don't know where he's from, but, you know, he's not originally from America, right? You know, brown complexion, the long hair, totally the opposite of the blonde, blue eyes, you know, and pale complexion that Aquaman is in the comics. He makes him Aquaman. Does anyone now, when they think of Aquaman, think of the blonde, pretty boy, or do they think of Jason Momoa? I think of Jason Momoa. Aquaman is a great movie. Aquaman is great in the Snyder Cut. He is the perfect Snyder Cut. Now, that kind of progressive stuff, I fucking love, because it's done for the right reasons. Jason Momoa is perfect, because I see myself in Jason Momoa's Aquaman. The way they do it in the movie, he's kind of from the surface level, but he's kind of drawn to Atlantis, but he's kind of rejecting Atlantis. That's like me with the UK and Cyprus. Born in the UK, parents are Greek Cypriot. I identified with it so much. A beautiful film, a brilliant film. What Snyder has done for me is absolutely fantastic. I'm not embarrassed of his DC movies. There have been DC movies that have embarrassed DC, but that's not Zack Snyder. Joss Whedon embarrassed DC, right? Batman and Robin embarrassed DC. Green Lantern embarrassed DC, even though there's elements of that film I enjoy, as I've said in the past. Even Superman Returns, which I really enjoy, you know, it wasn't really befitting of a Superman movie. It should have been better, right? Man of Steel is everything I want from a Superman movie, a contemporary Superman movie. BVS is everything I want from a contemporary DC movie. Seeing Batman and Superman on the big screen together, it was cool. And then Zack Snyder's Justice League Snyder Cut, get my words out. What a fucking work of art. And you people are saying he's an embarrassment. You know who the embarrassment is? You, to yourselves. I want you all to do me a favour. I want my fellow Snyder fans to stop crapping on the Batman. That is a beautiful work of art. And the rest of you, I want you to stop crapping on a visionary like Zack Snyder, because you know he's not the things you say he is. And a lot of the things you say are disgusting. And you know, it's not very nice. Think about it. If you don't want to watch his stuff, don't watch it. If you don't like it, you don't like it. No one's telling you you have to like it. But we can hate and love in more constructive ways. So stop attacking other things to make your points, right? Some idiot, what did they say? Oh, yeah, that Spider-Man No Way Home made more money than the last 5 DCEU movies. So what are the last 5 DCEU movies? Let's think. The Suicide Squad, right? Wonder Woman 84, Birds of Prey, Shazam, and Aquaman. Well, I look at those movies that didn't make a lot of money, but by the way, the last 5 movies, Aquaman made $1 billion fucking dollars, right, after a fucking movie like Justice League. You should be celebrating that. But you have an agenda. You think by posting that on Twitter that you're going to restore the Snyderverse. It doesn't work. It doesn't work like that. They know. They know. Discovery know what box office the DCEU's done. And if we want to go to box office, we can talk about Zack's movies as well, which I love. And I've celebrated on this video. You can't win that conversation. Aquaman made $1 billion. Shazam, it only cost under 100 million to make. It made about over 300 million. It did well. It made a healthy profit. You can spin that. Birds of Prey was a flop. There's no kind of defending that. And James Gunn's The Suicide Squad did really well on HBO Max and not so well in cinemas. They're the facts. But I actually like James Gunn's The Suicide Squad. I mean, it's not my most favourite CBM ever, but it's okay. Putting down DC to elevate other DC is not going to work for you. And I'm sick to the back teeth of this infighting. Celebrate it all, or just celebrate the stuff that you love. This has been Sunday's edition of the DCEU Daily. Yes, I admit, your host with the most. Just ask your girlfriends and your wives. Look, if they offer it to me, I'll always say no, lads. Don't worry. I'm not like that. So, if you like what you see, please like, share, subscribe. Please hit the notification bell so you never miss this perfection. Please comment, please share, and I'll see you later on in the next video. I am planning a belter of a video. Check it out later. Until then, goodbye, au revoir, auf Wiedersehen. See you soon.